Hey, I'm Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Broken and Beautiful, which I played recently at Geekway to the West for the first time. This is a set collection game with a drafting element. Every round you're going to be drafting 2 cards in a snake draft, and it has a really clever mechanism that I've been racking my brain to see if I can think of a game that does this, but I can't think of one. It's a game about kintsugi, which is the idea of taking pottery, at least in Japan, taking pottery and broken pottery and making it more beautiful by reattaching those broken pieces with gold. This theme, I think, is really well applied to this game because when you draft a card in this game, it is worth points. It is good. You draft a card, it is worth points. It is good for you to have that card. However, based on the top card of the deck and the last card, I guess the only undrafted card each round, you look at all pieces of pottery that match those 2 card types, or either of those 2 card types, and they break. Any previously unbroken and unfixed pieces break, and they become worthless. So you go from a card that might have been worth 1 point to turning it sideways, and it's worth no points. However, in doing so, you enable the possibility of spending gold, has these nice heavy gold tokens, of spending gold to fix that piece of pottery, fix that broken piece of pottery, flip it over onto the other side, adjust it upright again, and then it is more valuable than it even was before. This to me is really, really interesting. This idea that you can actually move backwards a little bit in the game. You can regress a little bit, something that I generally avoid in games. But in this game, it feels really good because by regressing, you give yourself the possibility, the opportunity to make that card considerably more valuable than before. Like I think maybe a default ratio that I saw in the game is that a standard card, once you gain it, is worth 1 point. Whereas a fixed up card, a repaired card with the gold in it, is now worth 3 points. And that's just a default formula. There's a lot more than just default points in the game. There's a lot of set collection elements happening in the game. But even the set collection gets more valuable if you have a repaired piece of pottery. I really like this concept. I like that you actually get to feel good by having a little bit of regression in the game because that gives you an opportunity to make something even more valuable. I can't think of any other games that do that. I'm pretty sure there must be one game that has something like this, whether it's the core focus of the game or if it's just part of the game somewhere else in the game. If you can think of one, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm also curious to hear your thoughts on Broken and Beautiful. We can talk about that in the comments as well. Thanks.